Hello, this is Nicola from Cognitive Sports Therapy, and this session we're talking about how exercise can be used for stress relief. So we all understand that exercise is good for us, and it's good for our physical health, and we're also learning more and more about how exercise is good for our mental health. But you might be asking, so why is that? So one of the good things about exercise is that it boosts the feel-good chemicals in your brain. It produces endorphins that give us that kind of, we've heard of the runner's high, it's that kind of feeling, but it doesn't have to be from an intense run or a high impact intense session. You can also get it from any kind of movement. It could be a walk, it could be yoga, it could be gardening, any kind of movement can start to build the production of those endorphins in your brain. So as well as creating good chemicals, exercise also counteracts the negative effects of stress in your brain. So it can counteract that fight or flight reflex, for example. So it also works against the feelings of stress. It can also help by helping you forget your worries. So when we become stressed, we can become obsessed by a certain thing that's bothering us. We can overthink. Whereas if we start to do some kind of exercise, whether it's following a class or going for a walk with a friend, it can switch us off from what our pattern of thinking was, and we can finish the session and be like, oh, I hadn't thought about that for ages. And it kind of gives you a new perspective. So being able to take yourself out of the moment, to distract yourself with the movement of your body and concentrating on how you feel within your physical self can help switch you off from those stressful feelings. So long term, exercise helps boost your mood, your self-confidence, and therefore can also help with how you combat stress in your everyday life. Also, it can give you tools on how to handle it. So if you feel yourself in a stressful situation, you'll learn how to counteract that. So it could be sitting in through a yoga video or attending a class, or it could be simply going for a brisk walk around the block. It's a really good tool to help you cope with everyday life and the stressful situations that do arise. So this session, I want us to take us through two different types of exercise, really. So I'm going to start with a mobility session to show you how gentle movement can be to give you that sense of wellness. And then we'll move on to some more slightly intense exercises. So you can combine the two, you can do 2 sets of each. It's very much up to you. But we're going to start with some mobility, okay? So we're going to be focusing our breath a little bit, also how our body is moving, all right? So I just want to show you how simple and easy it is and how little time you need just to switch your brain from stressful thinking to focusing on your body and your breath, and also to stop that pattern of thinking and stop going down that road. All right, so let's start sitting up nice and tall. You can rest your hands on your knees like so, either palms turned up or down. As long as you're sitting comfortably and cross-legged, then sit like so. Tummy's nice and tight, sitting up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders up and back. Lovely, well done, guys. So from here, I just want us to concentrate on taking some nice deep breaths, okay? So big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Wonderful, and just repeat those. And as you breathe in, really try and fill your belly, feel it expand. And as you breathe out, squeeze your belly button in towards your spine, okay? So contracting those stomach muscles, pushing all that air out of your belly. Big breath in. Fill the belly, feel it expand, breathe out. Squeeze that belly button to spine. Lovely, just a couple more nice breaths here. Lovely, well done, guys. So now I want you to place your hands in front of you on the floor. Okay, big breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to push your hands away from you across the floor. Now, some of you will be able to go nice and flat. Some of you won't be able to go far at all. Doesn't matter how far. Just start to feel the stretch through your glutes and through your hips here, okay? Breath in, come up. Breathe out. Push away. And you might find that with each breath out and every push away, you get a little bit further. So you might have a marker on the floor in front of you. I've got the lines where the slats of my floor come together. so I can kind of measure how far I'm reaching each time. So breathing in on the way up, breathing out on the way. Lovely, well done, guys. Reaching and breathing in. As you come up, breathing out as you reach away. Next breath in, we're going to come to stillness and sitting nice and upright again. Lovely. Wrists or hands back to your knees. Nice couple of breaths here. So from here, we're going to stretch through our neck and through our upper back. So I'd like us to drop our chin towards our chest, like so. Lovely. And from here, I want you to take your chin to your right shoulder. So you're going to roll your chin around your right shoulder and then lift your chin slightly so your gaze is neutral over your right shoulder to the side there. Lovely. And drop your chin back to shoulder and then roll your chin. Keep as close to your chest as you can. Back to center. Feel that stretch in the back of your neck, the top of your shoulders, and lift up to neutral. Lovely. We're going to go the other side now. So breathe in. Breathe out. Drop your chin towards your chest. Lovely. Roll that chin around towards your left shoulder. Lift your gaze slightly. So you've got a nice neutral chin there, not looking too far up or down. Lovely. Then drop that chin towards your shoulder. Roll the chin back to center. And then we're going to go all the way through to the other side. So full movement all the way over to the other shoulder. Lovely. Nice, slow and controlled. Lovely. We're going to do one more each side here. Lovely. Keep nice, regular breaths. Wonderful job. Lovely. And then when you've done those last two, come back to center. Lift your chin, look straight ahead again. Lovely job. Well done, guys. Reset your posture here. So perhaps lift your shoulders, roll them back, and then extend your spine so you get really nice and tall. Tummy muscles are nice and tight here. Lovely. So from here, you're going to lift your arms into a cactus position. So your elbows are going to be level with your shoulders and your elbows are at 90 degrees here, okay? We're going to take a breath in and squeeze our shoulder blades together behind us, okay? So big breath in. Squeeze our shoulder blades together, bring our elbows as close as we can together behind us. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring those elbows together in towards our tummy and curl all the way through our spine. Lovely. Big breath in, lift up. Open those arms nice and wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And as we breathe out, curl and fold all the way forward. Elbows together. Bring those elbows towards your tummy. Lovely. Let's do a couple more here. So you're breathing in on the way up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lovely. And breathing out, squeeze elbows together. Bring those elbows down, round through your back. Lovely. Do one more here. Lovely job. Well done. So it just makes you concentrate on your breathing and on the movement of your body as it comes to neutral, and just sit nice and relaxed as we were at the beginning. So by focusing on your breathing and which direction your body is moving in, you're not thinking about anything else, okay? So just having that break from negative thinking or a stressful situation can ease you out of feeling tense and anxious. Lovely, well done. We're going to turn it around onto all fours now. So placing your hands on one side, turn yourself around, and you're going to bring your knees beneath your hips, hands beneath your shoulders like so. Lovely. So from here, your tummy is pulled in really nice and tight. We extend your right leg behind you, okay? So you're going to push your weight into your toes and your heels will be pushed back. Lovely. So you get a lovely long stretch through the back of that right leg, okay? Your weight is evenly through your hands. So your shoulders are active here. Let's activate our tummy muscles here too. So squeezing our tummy muscles in nice and tight. supporting your back here. Lovely. We're then going to raise our left hand in front of us, and our gaze is going to follow that hand. So watch the left hand. We're going to breathe in and lift that hand up and overhead. Okay, like so. Breathing in. And as we pass that center line, we're going to breathe out and sweep that hand all the way up, back to the starting position. We're going to continue through. So breathing in from here. Lovely. And breathing out as you reach that middle position. I'm just going to do a couple more circles here. Try and keep following that hand with your gaze. So you keep an eye on that hand as it moves. Keep pushing your weight back into that right foot. So you can have a lovely stretch through the back of that right leg. Lovely. Let's just do one more here. Excellent. Your balance is being challenged here, so it's making your core muscles work nice and strongly. Lovely. And return to neutral. Excellent. Right, bringing your knees back in line. What we're going to do here, we're going to open our knees slightly wider. So they're going to come to probably the width of the mat. Okay, so outside the width of your hips. Bring your big toes together, and then you're going to push back and drop the bottom down onto your heels like so. Reaching forward, you're going to come into child's pose. So dropping your forehead down onto the mat. Lovely. Keeping your elbows off the ground here, okay? So maybe you can inch your fingers forward slightly and increase the stretch in the top of your back here, okay, through your shoulders. Now, if your bottom doesn't touch your heels, that's totally fine. You may be in this position. Okay, if your forehead doesn't touch the mat, that's also okay. You may be up here. If you'd like to, you can tuck a pillow or a cushion underneath your bottom here or underneath your forehead. Lovely, just to give you some support in that position. So here you should feel a stretch through your hips, through your lower back, through your upper back and your shoulders. Lovely, relaxing pose. Lovely. And you take nice deep breaths here. Try and fill that belly again as you breathe in. Make the belly expand. And as you breathe out, squeeze that belly button to spine. Lovely. Just take your breaths in your own time here. Excellent. Lovely. Right, coming back onto all fours. So coming up nice and gently, hands underneath your shoulders. Bring those knees back into the hip width apart. And we're going to extend the other leg behind us, okay? So pushing the other leg back. So you're going to bend your toes up and you're going to push weight back into that heel. So by doing that, you've got a lovely long stretch all the way through the back of the body. Okay, your shoulders are active, keeping you nice and upright. And then we're going to lift the opposite hand up, again looking forward, following the hand with our gaze, lifting the hand all the way up, big circle all the way around. Follow that hand with your gaze, sweeping it all the way down. But nice and close to the body, nice and close to the floor. Breathing in as you lift up past that midline, and then breathe out as you come round. Lovely. Let's do a couple more here. Push through that heel to get that lovely extension through the back of the body there, and that back leg. Lovely. Well done. Try and make those circles as big as you can. Twisting that spine. Lovely. And bringing that hand down to neutral. Very nice, guys. Bringing knees together again. We're going to come to standing, okay? So we're going to tuck our toes, like so. Bring your hands towards your knees. I'm just going to roll your weight back onto your toes. All right, your knees will come off the ground. Keep walking those hands in towards you. Lovely. We're going to come to standing by pushing our bottom in the air and keeping our head down low, all right, like so. So push your heels towards the floor, bottom in the air. Come up onto your fingertips. Now try and straighten those legs as much as possible. And you can just hang here for a second. Taking some nice breaths and feeling that stretch all the way up the back of the legs. And you're going to have a nice release through the lower back here. Lovely. Just let the head hang heavy. Lovely. So from hanging in this position, we want to stand up nice and slowly. Okay, so keeping the hand on the front of the legs, you're going to roll up vertebra by vertebra. So keeping those tummy muscles pulled in tight, keeping your chin tucked to your chest. You're going to roll up nice and slowly. Keep those legs as straight as you can. Control coming up, standing. Lovely. And then release your chin last and look straight ahead. Roll those shoulders up and back. nice strong posture. Lovely, guys, well done. Really nice for our mobility part of the class. So that might be enough for you. You might feel calm and have a kind of sense of release after that mobility. And you can do this at any time. You can do it in the morning, in the evening, lunch break, when you need it most, okay? But I also want to show you a couple of perhaps higher intensity exercises you can tack on now after this mobility, or you can use separate, totally up to you. And you can run through the exercises once or twice. So we're going to use a very easy prop that we'll all have around. It can be an office chair, it can be a dining chair, it can be an armchair, okay? But what you want to do is make sure that it is static and stable. It's not going to slide away from you as you use it for some exercises, okay? So I've got a dining chair here. It's pushed up against the wall. It's wooden frame, so it's not going to be too spongy. So make sure that you feel safe using the item that you've chosen, okay? All right, so we're going to do 45-second intervals, all right? We're going to do squats, we're going to do push-ups using the chair or the wall. We're going to do a modified burpee. It's not as scary as it sounds. And then we're going to finish by doing some jacks, okay? So very simple and straightforward. So coming to your chair, what's nice about using a chair is that it gives us kind of a landing area. So if we're unsure of the depth of our squat, or we're worried about falling backwards, the chair is going to catch us, okay? What it also helps us to do with the squat is to hinge at the hip before we bend our knees, okay? So often with squatting, we can hurt our knees by bending them too early and loading that kneecap. You can see that, right? So we want to push our bottom back and then bend our knees. And then the work is going on back here, not here, all right? So we're going to start with that. You can either start from a sitting position, come to standing to squeeze buttocks at the top, like so, or you can start standing, push your bottom back, tap and touch and stand up. Okay, this is slightly trickier than the other version, all right, depending on your strength and how hard you want to work. We just want to get our heart rate up a little bit, distract ourselves from what's going on in the world today, and get ourselves moving. So 45 seconds, join me, let's go. Let's go straight into it. So tight tummies, and we come to this full extension at the top, hips completely extended, knees are completely extended. Squeeze those butt cheeks, okay? So come into standing, use the arms as well as you'd like to. You can even have some little weights or cans of soup or whatever in your hands for this. It's just getting your heart rate up a little bit. Lovely, well done. Another 15 seconds here. And again, if you prefer, feel safer, starting in a seated position and then coming to standing, to make it a nice strong movement, squeezing the bottom at the top. Lovely. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Lovely. Good start. So push-ups, then it works the upper body. I'm going to show you on the wall. It's probably the easiest version of a push-up. If you've got weak shoulders or had any kind of injury, then this is a really good starting position for your push-ups. All right, you must be at the wall then. Have your hands slightly wider than hip width, shoulder width apart, and shoulder height. Okay. The further your feet are away from the wall, the more weight you're going to have going into the wall there. Okay. So if you're slightly closer, you're going to be finding it a little bit easier. Keeping a nice straight line through your back, you're going to drop your forehead towards the wall and push away, extending your arms completely. All right. So you kind of want to get as full a range of movement as possible as you can. Like I said, the further you are away, the more weight is going to be into your arms. All right, let's do these together, guys. We're going to do 45 seconds again. Choose your feet position. Get ready, set, and let's go. So drop the forehead, push away. So again, spread your fingers and make sure that you're pushing through the whole of your hand. It helps to protect your wrists. Okay, this is a really good starting position. If you really wanted, you could use that chair again, make sure it won't move. Okay, depending on where you want your feet, it will depend on how hard the work is. So again, the closer they are, the easier it will be. Okay, just try and keep that back nice and straight. Don't fold through. All right, lovely, guys. Well done. Really nice. Another 10 seconds here. Well done. So, different forms of exercise. We've got the stretches and the mobility we have first. We now have some strength, and then we're going to have some cardio. So all different types of exercises. And well done, guys, resting there. all the different, as I said at the beginning, the different types of exercises all have the same kind of effect. They get the heart rate up, they get the cardiovascular system working, and they get those feel-good chemicals going in your brain. So it's really important. Right, chair, using the chair again, modified burpee. Let me show you. So we're going to place our hands on the chair. I'm going to jump our feet back into kind of a plank position, jump them in, jump in the air. Okay, this is the hardest version I'm going to show you today. So it's hands down, feet out, feet in, jump in the air. All right. Lower version, if you're just starting out, hands down, walk the feet out, walk them in, reach up. Okay, so there's two different versions there. Reach up, and you can add the jump in, but not jump your feet out. It's up to you. You can do a combination of two if you like. All right. So we're going to do 45 seconds of those burpees. Come and join me. Ready, set, let's go. So again, you're making sure that whatever you're putting your hands on doesn't move. So it could be the arm of the armchair. It could be a chair like this pushed up against the wall. I guess it could even be your desk in the office. All right, lovely. The lower the surface is, the harder it's going to be. Again, because you're getting up and down further, the range of movement is bigger. All right, well done, guys. Show you a couple of the lower version again. So the lower version ones, you're going to take a little bit slower, and you're going to alternate which leg goes out first. And 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. All right, we're going to finish off by doing a cardio exercise. You've all seen a jumping jack, like so. Now, that can be a lot of impact for poorly knees, poorly hips, weak pelvic floor, okay? So the low version is here, all right? So you still really get your heart rate up, but it takes all the pressure out of those areas, all right? Great for your shoulders, great to get your heart rate up. So low version, foot out to the side, hands meet overhead. If you want more intensity, you can hold light hand weights, like so. So you can come up and overhead. You might have to slow it down a little bit because they are heavy. Okay, so there's your low jack with resistance if you want to increase the intensity, but you don't want to put that impact into your joints. Okay, if you're doing the high version, make sure those heels touch the floor. All right, are we ready? 45 seconds. Ready, set, let's go. Well done. So this is the last exercise I'm going to show you. Hopefully, by the end, you will have forgotten what you were worrying about. And the hardest decision you'll have to make is when you're next going to fit your exercise session in. Okay? Good job. Remember, you can do your low version, like so. Excellent job. And remember, we're always here at Cognitive Sports Therapy to make suggestions for you to suit your lifestyle, to suit your timetable, your age, your fitness level. We're always on hand to help you. So please do be in touch if you want any kind of guidance, any videos to follow, anything like that, okay? 3, 2, 1. Fantastic job. Thank you so much for joining me. Do take time to let your heart rate come down that little bit and your breathing settle, all right? So a nice active recovery, like so. If you're feeling any kind of tension in any particular areas, do just stretch that out. And then please do enjoy the rest of the day and be in touch if you need us. Thank you so much for joining me.